What's up everyone, this is SliferKing here, and today you join me for another one of our Portal 2 episodes, where this week we have ended up kind of in a basement, I guess you could say, where we need to work out where to go.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Amateur Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because we want the best. And you are it. So, who is ready to make some science?
I
am. Now, you already met one another on the limo ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I own the place. That eager voice you heard is the lovely Carolyn, my assistant. Rest assured, she has transferred your honorarium to the charitable organization of your choice. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Free as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas. She's married. To science.
So, yes, the voice you just heard, that was the voice of J.K. Simmons. Personally, I actually think his character is the most entertaining in the game, personally. So, yes, it looks like we've ended up kind of at an old research facility.
There's 1,000 tests performed every day here in our enrichment spheres. I can't personally oversee every one of them, so these pre-recorded messages will cover any questions you might have and respond to any incidents that may occur in the course of your science adventure. Your test assignment will vary depending on the manner in which you have bent the world to your will. Those of you helping us test the repulsion gel today, just follow the blue line on the floor. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with praying mantis DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing those tests indefinitely. Good news is we've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of mantis men. Pick up a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts.
So, one of the good things that Portal 2 does is actually introduces a little bit of the lore to like Aperture Science and a little bit of history. So, Aperture Science was founded by this man, Cave Johnson. And here are some of the accolades from the early days, including buying the salt mine, which this is currently located in. Going up. And as we go further into this section of the game, we'll learn a bit more of the history of Cave Johnson, I guess. So it's a little bit like a timeline sort of section of the game. So we need to get over there.
If you've cut yourself at all in the course of these tests, you might have noticed that your blood is pure gasoline. That's normal. We've been shooting you with an invisible laser that's supposed to turn blood into gasoline, so all that means is it's working.
So one of the things is all of these doors have like different speech tests.
If you need to go to the bathroom after this next series of tests, please let a test associate know, because in all likelihood, whatever comes out of you is going to be coal. Only temporary, so do not worry. If it persists for a week, though, start worrying and come see us, because that's not supposed to happen.
Oh dear.
Just a heads up, we're going to have a superconductor turned up full blast and pointed at you for the duration of this next test. I'll be honest, we're throwing science at the wall here to see what sticks. No idea what it'll do. Probably nothing. Best case scenario, you might get some superpowers. Worst case, some tumors, which we'll cut out.
That sounds reassuring. So where we actually need to go is over there to Alpha. So we need to go down. There we go. Geronimo. And we're there. Actually, need that. I can't actually remember. Might be downstairs. Let's see. Nope. Okay, never mind. Alright. Maybe we need to exit the building. Aha! There we go. When in doubt, think vertically.
They say great science is built on the shoulders of giants. Not here. At Aperture, we do all our science from scratch. No hand-holding.
And up we go.
Let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel. You're not part of the control group, by the way.
So,
you get the gel.
we need to go
Last poor son
up
of a gun
all
got
these
blue
towers,
paint.
effectively.
All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm told.
Where's the cube? Oh, you need to get over there, of course. Got it.
The lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day.
I will say, in my opinion, the second half of the game is probably the more fun part of the game, mainly because you've got all these different testing apparatus, like the gels.
For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
That was a good throw, actually. Boing, boing, boing. It's almost like being Dory in that coral reef in Finding Nemo. Yeah, you don't want to go down there. That's unfortunate. Never mind, slight setback. Right. There we go. So it's that one we want now.
Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton.
Oh, nice. That's reassuring.
All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punched the those numbers in. I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
So this one's a little bit time consuming, I admit. So with this one you pretty much need to cover the entire map, effectively. Now with this one, it's key that you get in the right spot, otherwise you're not going to make it. That should just about do it. Right, let's see if that does it. So we want to get a portal down here. Made it. Nice.
Just a heads up, that coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
That's reassuring to know. Thank you. Thank you, Cave Johnson.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler 7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
Up we go.
Telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
I think we're almost at the... we might be close to the exit. Oh, I almost forgot. We do need... some gel. There we go. That should just about do it. Now this one normally takes a few attempts. Let's see how we go. Dang. Oh, hold on. I have no idea. See if I can bounce myself higher. Right, let's try that. Right, side ones. That one there. Okay, 1, 2. high that time. Like I said, with this one, this one's a little bit of trial and error for me. Hey, oh my god! Wow, I actually went too high this time. I've never done that. Wow. Okay. Wow, I've never done that before on this one. That was crazy. Well, looks like I had a good idea. This should just about do it. So we want that one. Right. There we go. Yep. Maybe slightly higher.
If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who wouldn't recognize the thrill of danger if it walked up and snapped their little pink bras, that sounds like projection. They didn't fly into space, storm a beach, or bring back the gold. No, sir, we did. It's you and me against the world, son. I like your grit.
Come back.
Also gonna use some work, though. Now let's solve this thing.
Got it. So, yeah, trying to get it was a little bit longer than I hoped. Stay. First, let's so we want blue.
Science
Nice.
isn't about
Made it back to the
why,
top.
It's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not marry safe science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out because you are fired? Now you test subject, you're doing fine. Yes, you. Box your stuff. Out the front door. Parking lot. Car. Goodbye.
J.K. Simmons. It is quite a funny role. Right, so I'd say that's probably where we will leave it for today.
Congratulations.
Oh, hang
the
on.
simple fact that you're standing here listening to me means you've made a glorious contribution to science. As founder and CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, there'll always be a limo waiting for you. Say goodbye, Carolyn.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem.
So it looks like we've made it to the top of the tower, which is quite handy. So it looks like in the next one we're going to be going into beta. So there was another episode of my Portal 2 playthrough series. If you've enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel to know when my newest Portal 2 episodes will be coming out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and for now this is SliferKing signing out.